He is ready to battle. His team will be too.
Will Deuce-Spann get a chance at a return? He will not. Miami won the toss and deferred, so Pitt starts with the football. Had a 201-yard performance at tailback last week against Georgia Tech. A true freshman to his right. Heintschel back to throw. The pass rush already making its presence known. Ahmmon Moten. Four-man rush on third down. Heintschel forced to check it down. Lucy Turner. He goes backwards. And Pitt will be punting from the goal line.
With the way he's playing.
He starts off play action. The blitz picked up. Finds a one-on-one on the edge. Elija Lofton steps out of bounds, about 1.5 yards short of a first down. Malachi Toney takes the Wildcat snap and has a first down. Change of the play, it looks like, for Carson Beck. Fletcher makes a tackle. Takes a couple of hits before picking up 5. Javon McIntyre brought him down. C.J. Daniels in motion. Here comes the blitz. Under pressure is back. Avoids a sack down. Now he stumbles and goes down at the 37. Isaiah Neal blasted up the middle.
You're going to see Isaiah Neal here on the stunt. Just going to loop inside. You're going to get a linebacker fire as well down in the A gap. And you're just going to see Neal come free right in the B gap. You see he's unblocked. Mark Fletcher gets eaten up by the linebacker pressure in the A gap as well. That's just a nice coordinated utilize that this dynamic speed that this young man possesses. If he can get to the second, third level, he can take it the distance from anywhere.
Swing pass to the tight end, Justin Holmes. Four-man rush, simulated pressure, and it gets home. Ruben Bain Jr. Another sack of Mason Heintschel, and it will be another 3 and out for Pitt.
See there, Mason Heintschel has got to move up in the pocket, or he has got to take off and run, because if you sit and you wait, and you're trying to wait for people to come open, Ruben Bain will eventually... Just can't afford to give this explosive offense any hidden yardage that they don't deserve and earn on their own.
Backwards pass to Malachi Toney. He turns upfield and has a first down.
Looking like he's ready to go when called.
That would be good news for Pitt because they're thin on the defensive line right now. There's Toney making a catch, breaking a tackle, lowering his shoulder and picking up 9 more.
Big, maybe one of the best tacklers on this defense, and Kyle Lewis missing space and gaining extra yardage.
First down for Fletcher. Braden Lovelace made the stop. And Malachi Toney came into today. They stack him to the bottom of your screen. Instead, they hand it to Fletcher, and now the first negative of the drive for Pitt as Nick James and Isaiah Neal combine
on playing on the offensive side of the line of scrimmage.
Screen, Toney. Breaking tackles. I think he's got a first down. Flag thrown, though.
Make him hurry up his process, but you got to take care of number 10.
Beck finds a crosser. It's Keelan Marion. And he is tackled before the 10-yard line. And he will get Miami on the board. So the Hurricanes take the lead with 4.5 minutes to go in the first. Here they come. Throwing right behind the blitz is Heintschel. Oh, he needed that. And Poppy Williams makes the catch for 9 yards to make it 3rd down and 1.
Of getting in his throwing lane.
Pitt leaving their offense on the field. Is this just a hard count, or will they snap the ball? They do. On 4th and 1, and up the middle. Getting grabbed around the waist and dragged back was Lucy Turner. Did he get there? It's Jules Goff emptying the backfield. Heintschel spins out. On the move on 2nd down and 10. He's going to tuck it under and run. Oh, does he get walloped after a gain of 6? Zachariah Poyser. 3rd down and 9, really 3rd down and just about 10. Now hand it off to Jules Goff. Spin cycle, he's got the first down. And a big push to midfield.
And now Pitt's on the move.
And they go up tempo again. Blue Hicks, the intended receiver. He's got it! Down to the 11-yard line. What an adjustment to the football for Blue Hicks.
A true 50-50 ball. Can you make the plays?
Blitz coming. Swing pass. Goff has it. At the 10. At the 5. At the goal line. Is he in? If he's not, it should still be a first down. But the far side official. And Goff capping. Losing the football. At the mesh point was Heintschel. He jumps on top of it.
Heintschel, he's just trying to pull the football because he feels the linebacker, Chase Smith, just coming off the edge. And when you're in that no man's land in terms of, does the running back believe you're going to let him take it, or are you trying to pull it out and he tries to clamp down on it? That's usually when fumbles at the mesh point.
So now they'll go empty. Twin receivers. Heintschel, swing pass, works to perfection. Justin Holmes walks in for a Pitt touchdown.
And then the touchdown to Justin Holmes. You're just going to see him leak out here into the flat, and no one goes with him at all. Miscommunication in the secondary for the Miami Hurricanes. And they just turn loose the tight end for an easy throw and catch. And you can see there, Kenny Johnson releasing inside. He's manned up one-on-one with Damari Brown. No one, as they find themselves down 7-3.
Returnable kick. Marion inside the 5. Finds a crease. Keelan Marion nearly broke it.
And they had seemed to get a handle on it. Now it looks like it's starting to rear its head again.
It's their first flag today is Malachi Toney. Bottled up along the sideline.
That the Miami Hurricanes need to play some of their very best football. And they need to come out of here with a win at the very least. An impressive win will help, obviously, a lot more.
And there's a first down catch. JoJo Trader.
And he is taking control on this drive.
Play action. Whole shot to the sideline. Oh, what a one-handed catch. Did he hold on? Malachi Toney. He did. What a catch by the freshman.
Let me tell you, this is a heck of a throw as well. For him to be able to get that ball over Kyle Lewis on that corner route, just over the outstretched arms of the flat.
There he goes in motion. Instead, it's another true freshman. And Girard Pringle almost found it. He's wide right to the top of your screen. Again, Pringle, the true freshman, with Beck in the backfield. And there goes Pringle. First down. It's first and goal for Miami, just outside the 9-yard line. Here's Malachi Toney to take the direct snap again. He's going to roll out. He's going to throw it. Easy pitch and catch, touchdown to Elija Lofton. Malachi Toney does it again. And that one might have been the easiest throw he's made this year.
Nice job of Elija Lofton. Just watch how he just kind of floats and floats and floats until the secondary declares, and then he takes off upfield. He's trying to sell the run until the secondary defenders draw up towards the line of scrimmage. You see it right there. And then he just kind of avoids one of those dynamic big men up front that can really make life difficult.
Heintschel. Shot down the middle of the field and a sliding catch made by Poppy Williams. If he could have caught it in stride.
And you can see here Ahmad Moten just comes scot-free. You see he just beats the right tackle Ryan Baer. And that's just textbook execution on the part of Heintschel, keeping two hands on the football, moving up in the pocket, keeping his eyes downfield. And then you're going to see here Poppy Williams getting his hands under the football. Ball doesn't move, traps it to his chest.
Lucy Turner back into Heintschel's left. Kenny Johnson in motion. Swing pass to the near side. And Johnson is turned back. The youth football number that was worn by Lucas Mason was 63. Four-man rush. Bullet to the sideline. Diving catch made. Is the catch given? It is. Poppy Williams stretched out.
This is just a fantastic throw. He has to let this ball go on time and put it in basically.
Blitz coming. Heintschel. Pocket collapses. Another sack for Miami. Ruben Bain got there. Ahmad Moten arrived as well.
Trying to get the ball to Boosie Turner up the sideline, but you're just going to see here and here. Just working one-on-one pass rush.
Must enjoy calling defensive signals for Miami when you got those guys up front to rush the passer. Swing pass to Boosie Turner, and he'll at least bring the field goal group that much closer. He's 8 for 9 to start today's game.
Yeah, ever since we saw him against Syracuse back on November the 8th, he has really been playing at a very high level, carrying it through here today.
Pringle on the handoff. And Carson Beck just happy to be playing for the U, so trying to win a 4th game against a ranked opponent and get his team to the college football playoff. Looking at a blitz on 3rd down, well protected. Malachi Toney is able to make the catch with a defender right on his hip.
Keeping the pocket secure so Carson can survey the field and just make an easy throw and catch.
Now they play with some pace. Fletcher drags a tackler for 8 yards.
And we already know what they can do in the pass game.
Another handoff. And just lowering your shoulders and getting it up for the 1st down.
And hopefully you can get some 3 and out so the play count just doesn't rise on you to the point where in the 4th quarter you have nothing left to give.
4-man rush. There's an escape pass for Carson Beck. He will slide. In terms of scoring and total yards in America, not quite that good this season, but Beck on a rollout has been very efficient. It's Bowman, the tight end, dragging tacklers down to the doorstep of the red zone.
And here's the effect of the run game. Now you fake the zone read to Mark Fletcher and just watch what it does to the 2nd level defenders. Look at what it does to Kyle Lewis and Rasheem Biles. They're thinking he's going to hand it off.
Malachi Toney and Mark Fletcher flanking Carson Beck in the backfield. Beck, he's going to float one for Toney. Touchdown! ...22-yard score.
Yeah, you're just going to see Malachi Toney this run up the sideline. Kyle Lewis, that's the guy to watch. Watch him get picked off by the corner who's playing man-to-man on Keelan Marion, and you can see right there, that's all that they need in order to get Malachi Toney loose. You just have to be aware of maybe the route combinations that you get. And you see Kyle Lewis just kind of loosening his alignment, trying to make sure he maintains leverage on Malachi Toney. He just does not get enough depth so he can clear his own defender and get over the top on that wheel route. It's just as good as it gets.
Blitz. Heintschel finds a crease up the middle, and this time slides, and wisely so. Picks up 8 yards.
I think this is a crucial possession for them. They need to get back some of this momentum, get this offense going again, getting this football team feeling good. They have produced some explosive plays on the 3rd level of the defense.
Another Miami blitz. Heintschel from the blind side, can't escape. And now I would think Miami might call timeout. Why wouldn't you if you're Mario Cristobal as Heintschel gets up with a limp?
You're going to see Bryce Fitzgerald coming off to the offense's left. And you can just tell that Corey Heatherman, the defensive coordinator, wanting to blitz to Heintschel's blind side since he has a tendency to want to escape out of the pocket, reverse pivot, and escape out to his left. You see it show up on tape time and time again. You see the right foot, though, get caught underneath. They've got to try and limit the damage here any way possible.
They'll give it to Boosie Turner, and he'll at least get them some field position, but now Mario Cristobal will call his final timeout. Basically the top of the ACC statistical columns passing since Jamar Brown. Miami going to play it conservatively here without field position on their side.
His catch and run ability, he's a guy who can also just move the chains as well.
Girard Pringle starts off the 2nd half with about an 8-yard run.
That last possession, Pat Narduzzi also told me, listen, we just got to stop shooting ourselves in the foot with stupid penalties, and we'll be able to sustain drives.
Well, the question's going to be, Lewis, what will the score be? They average only giving up about 92.5 yards per game, but this is a monster Miami offensive line. Instead, they slip a little tight end pass to Alex Bowman. He's up the seam, and he runs all the way inside the 30, down to the 28-yard line.
And again, this is Bowman right here. You're just going to see everything go inside on the run fake. You see they're running a little cross stunt inside with the 2 backer.
That catch and run for Bowman went for 33 yards, and the Canes in business. Back, blindside on the blitz. That is exactly the negative. that the Pitt defense needed. Rashad Battle came untouched.
Got to affect the quarterback some way, somehow. You see Battle. He times it up perfectly. Girard Pringle, he steps up to take Rasheem Biles. Battle becomes the free runner on the quarterback. And there you see it. They need to give their offense possessions and opportunities to score.
Screen, Toney. He gets inside the 30-yard line, wrapped up by Javon McIntyre. And a late flag thrown from the far side of the field.
Commits a false start, and they put themselves behind the chains.
Jet sweep to Toney. Tries to turn the corner. He's inside the 15. Just about got the penalty yardage back. Isaiah Neal, 3rd down and goal for the Canes. Fletcher right up the gut, spinning at the goal line. Does he break the plane? Yes, he does for a Canes touchdown. And Miami, a point after away from a 3-score lead.
He's just going to come right downhill and just look at the impact that he has at the point of attack right before he gets to the goal line. Just right there. And you see the safety, number 12, Cruz Brookins, come in and try and put a hit on him, but there's nothing you can do when that train starts rolling down the tracks. There's just nothing you can do.
It's been a while. First down run and a loss of a yard for Boosie Turner. Justin Scott, the 6th tackle for loss today.
Find some zone voids in the middle of the field, down the field, plus 10, plus 15 yards. They have to start attacking there. I just don't think they're going to be able to run the football with consistent effectiveness.
They run it here, and they're not going to get anywhere near the first down. And should that win over Notre Dame count for more than the committee has said it counts for to this point? There goes Pringle. The true freshman down the sideline, Girard Pringle. A check play in the run game for the Canes. And they're back in business again.
And you see the offensive line, you see the center, Brockermeyer, get great position, and then Pringle is able to make the safety miss coming down in the alley. And then he's out the gate and has to be run down by Kyle Lewis. But this is just great blocking at the point of attack. It all starts with the center for this punishing Miami ground attack.
Screen to Toney. Broke the tackle. What balance to stay on his feet. Malachi Toney lines up again to take the direct snap. Shamar Brown to his right. Straight run to the corner. Turns the corner. Malachi Toney, 1st and goal Canes as he cruises out of bounds at the 4.
There's a nice top of Shamar Brown out there on the perimeter, blocking on the edge man on the line of scrimmage, on run support, Malachi Toney.
So a break for Pitt, at least for now. Shamar Brown getting tackled behind the line of scrimmage. So now it's going to be 2nd down and goal from the 9. Rasheem Biles arrived first for Pitt.
They've had multiple interceptions in 3 straight games this season. They got to find a way to come up with something here again.
Toney in motion. Beck looks end zone. Instead flips it to a wide open Shamar Brown for a walk-in score for Miami.
You're just going to see Shamar Brown here. He's just going to leak right out here into the flat. You're going to see 2 underneath droppers. You're going to see a safety drop down here in the box as well. So basically just playing 3 deep, 2 under. And they just lose track of him. It's easy, just walk in. That's the risk you run when you vacate zones, trying to create more pressure by sending extra defenders after the quarterback. If you don't get there, you're going to tell me this isn't one of the top 12 teams, top 10 teams in the country? This team is playing as good as anyone with the way that they're hitting on all cylinders offensively now, run game, pass game. And they
beat them.
Right, and these are the kind of games that matter when you start having that discussion too.
Heintschel finds C.J. Lee running free. Lee's down the sideline, and boy, that was a great job by Mason Heintschel to climb the pocket, keep his composure.
He is just very good at this as a young quarterback now. Find a way to get this ball to Boosie Turner out of the backfield. He's just such a threat as a receiver. We've seen how these running backs.
Well, run it here with Boosie Turner in what is obvious 4-down territory at this point. Pringle brought down for a 1-yard loss.
It's you're the one in control of the down.
Floating pass, scooped up by Toney. That was a deflected ball out of the hands of Carson Beck. I think that teenager number 10's got a future in this game.
Yeah, I mean, he's...
Man, oh man, there goes a single. Breaking tackles, getting a push. And it looks like he's got a first down.
Do you see one of the best teams in the country? Do you see a well-balanced offense, defense, special teams, dynamic playmaking ability? They've got it all. It'll be an interesting debate. Play their very best football that they can possibly play and let the other decision makers arrive at the conclusion they're going to arrive at.
That punt right down to the pylon and kept out of the end zone.
An errant throw, maybe a pick six type of situation, maybe a safety type of situation. They are not letting up one bit.
Heintschel from the end zone, and this time he finds Jake Overman, and the tight end has a first down.
They were still missing 2 guys on the defensive side of the ball. David Blay, O.J. Frederick didn't play today. 2 really good players for them. Really painful ankle injury before the end of the first half. Continuing to fire this football down the field, trying to make plays.
4-man rush. There's Boosie Turner with the bobble. And boy, did he get walloped by Jacoby Thomas.
They make the whole engine run. It's awesome.
And talent is a very loose term. Malachi Toney on the jet sweep, 11 yards and a first down. Another catch for Toney. And another first down. He is over 100 yards receiving now for the 4th time this season.
To Miami receiving records.
There he is again. Tiptoes down the sideline. And they'll say he stepped out. Would tie Utah for 3rd most 17-point wins in America if the margin stays where it is, as Fletcher picks up the first down.
And I know that completion percentage of 80%, people say, well, a lot of that has to do with the short intermediate passing game. This young man can throw the football down the field.
End around to Toney. Stays on his feet.
How are teams playing right now? How are they looking right now? Are they better than they were at the beginning of the season? Miami looks like they have recaptured that momentum they had coming out of the gates. I'm going to be sitting right here on this desk in a couple of months, having a lot of fun doing it.
Underthrown. It looked like Carson Beck wanted to pull that one back, and Cruz Brookins scoops up an interception. Heintschel checks one down to Justin Cook. Just a yard short of the first down.
Differences in terms of get-off quickness, foot placement, hand placement, pad level, leverage, reading the backs in the backfield, protections, all that stuff
that can wreck a game.
That's right. In a sudden death type of situation, winner-take-all type of situation, I'd put this defensive line up against any offensive line or any other defense in college football.
A rugby scrum, and Shamar Brown just won't go down. And they run it with Brown. 7 more yards for Shamar Brown. And as long as you are in the top 10, you're going to get one of those at-large bids. Play action for Beck. He's going to take a shot for C.J. Daniels into the end zone. Oh, he caught it for a touchdown. With a defender right in his face, C.J. Daniels adds to the Miami lead.
He topped off the game last week with the touchdown pass to Malachi Toney. This is a heck of an individual effort by C.J. Daniels.
Wow.
I mean, it's nice for them to have him back. He had missed a few games due to injury. He started off the season with that fantastic one-hand catch against Notre Dame. And there you see them sitting at the number 12 team in the country, and they can't even make their own conference championship game.
Heintschel is intercepted. Bryce Fitzgerald.
This football team right here that we have now seen for the 3rd time this season In my opinion, it should be one of them.